So hi there. Today, everyone see my screen okay?
Yep,
Cool.
looks great. Take it away.
Awesome. So we're going to talk about calculating working day in Power Automate, something that is surprisingly difficult. You can't just add a day or remove a day, or you get Saturdays and Sundays, and it will become a bit of a problem. So today I'm going to showcase a connector that I've built that's available, Microsoft certified connector, completely free, and show you how to use it. But before I get on with that, tell you a little bit about me. So my name's Ian Tweedie. I'm a senior technical consultant at Capgemini. Got about 18 years in the tech industry, being all over the place, really, from telephone systems and Linux and users shouting at me and all those lovely things you get in this world. So yeah, got a lot of tech experience, but settled into the Power Platform community, and that's where I am right now. And hopefully, low code isn't dead. But this is where I am. Community involvement. I've written around 16 tools, and this is one of them. I've presented some of my other community tools as well out there. So this is one of my tools that I'm going to be showcasing today. I also do some work for a non-for-profit and various other bits and bobs, including the Mentoring Hub. So what do you need in order to be able to use this tool? So the first thing you need is Power Automate Premium, and then that's it. You also need to have a problem as well. If you don't have a problem, then you know what are you fixing? So we've got Power Automate Premium, and in order to use it, we just need to add it to a Power Automate flow, and today I'm going to show you how to do that. So the problem we're going to have first is we've got a shared mailbox, and we want to make sure that we deal with our emails within 10 working days. And our team only work Monday to Thursday, and they don't work bank holidays in Scotland. I chose Scotland because they get more bank holidays than us in England, and I'm in the UK. So I'm going to show you how we can achieve this. Now, the solution to this problem will be an email arrives into this shared mailbox. We're going to work out what 10 working days is. We're going to ask the connector, hey, what does 10 working days time mean? And it's going to take out all the things we don't need. Then it's going to set a flag against that mailbox, against that email. So let's see how we can do this. So in Power Automate, if we search for the shared connector, and I'm just going to do this against the mailbox I've got called demo. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add calculate working day. Now this is available, as long as your DLP policy allows it, this is available. And I'm going to select a combination of all endpoints. And for my date that I'm going to feed into it, I'm going to feed in the received date. And then for working days, I've selected 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm then saying I want the working day in X days time. For me, that's going to be 10 working days time, but that could be any number of days. It could be 300 days time. It could be tomorrow. Now we're coming up to holiday season where people tend not to work Christmas and things like that. Well, hopefully they get some time off. So that's why this is really useful at this time of year. So Scotland, we're going to use Scotland's bank holidays here. Now for countries, I've only got the United Kingdom bank holidays in because I haven't found a reliable free source yet of other bank holidays. If anyone has any out there, please paste them in the chat. I'd really love to have them because I'd love to get more countries in from around the world. However, if your country's not listed, we do have this non-working days string here. So you can say, well, maybe you have company away days or things like that. You can feed in a string, comma separated string of working days. No one's found a free country. That's awesome. I like that one. Okay. So parameters. What we're feeding it is we're feeding it a date. We're feeding our working days. We're feeding our non-working days in. We're feeding how many days time and what country. And the parameters we're going to get back is we're going to get back the working days in words. Now that just lets us know what's going on. We're going to get the next working days from this endpoint, so what the next working day is going to be, and that just is a little test to see what we're doing. But also that you could need that one. I just want tomorrow. I want the next working day according to this working pattern. I'm also going to get the first and last working day of the month, and this came out of a bit of feedback I got from some users that said I really want to use your connector, but actually I need to know the first and last working day of a given month based on this working pattern. That's something else that this delivers. I'll show you that kind of in the background, but that's just there. the demo is not directly around it. So let's continue on. Now, in order to set a follow-up flag in Microsoft Graph, we need to send some JSON. It's not an out-of-the-box connector, unfortunately. So we need to use the out-of-the-box HTTP request, and we need to send some JSON to it. Now, this is the JSON you need. If you want it, you can grab the presentation afterwards and you just copy and paste it straight from the presentation. There's also a link which I'll drop in the chat shortly. I've enabled these links, link 4, so you can see what link it is, but you can grab that. So then we're going to add a compose. Now, it's a lot easier if you add the JSON and compose, and that it's to do with the way it goes into the connector. And when we add it in, we want to put receive time because we need to set the start date time and we need to set the due date. Now, the due date is going to come from our connector. And it's going to be the working day in X days time. So we want the working day in 10 days time. So we've got our little block of JSON here. We've got our payload. Next thing we're going to do is we need to pop this into the graph connector. Now, once again, you can copy and paste this, but we're just going to this mailbox. For me, it's demo@tweedie.technology, and then we just need the message ID. Okay, so let's see how we do that. So we can grab the Outlook connector, send HTTP request. Let's copy and paste that value in. So we've got our email address there, and then we're searching for the message ID, and we get this, and that comes from this first step at the top. Next, we're going to convert. Now, this is a bit of a funny thing that I've noticed, but we need to basically take our JSON and we need to convert it to JSON. Otherwise, we tend to get some errors and it doesn't like it, in some encoding errors. So we just need to wrap that in a little JSON bracket and select that compose statement from before. The other important thing we need to do here is application/JSON, because we need to tell it, hey, we're sending you JSON. So let's see if this works. Let's see if this is going to work perfectly. So we're going to send an email to ourselves because I don't want to share my personal mailbox with you. And we've hit send, and we're going to come back here and we're going to refresh to see when this flow is going to turn up. And look, here it is, it's arrived. So if we select it, we can see we've got our outputs, and we can see it's showing like the days that we've done, and it says this is the date in 10 days. And look, it's worked out that in 10 working days time in Scotland, it'll be the 7th of January. How awesome is that? When we click on that compose flag, we got that kind of JSON that was kind of not very clean. So we've had to, so this is why we wrap it in the JSON tag, so we get a nice clean JSON. However, when we tested it there, we didn't get the right date back. We got the wrong date back. What happens? So one of the things I discovered with this endpoint is when we make our first request, it always sets the flag to 2 days time, regardless of the day you send it. So, oh no, it failed. So how do we fix that? Well, the easy way to fix it is to copy and paste and send the same action again. We're just going to put a little delay in, 10 seconds, save that, and what we'll do is we'll send another email to this endpoint. Just wait for this to turn up, and look, we've got the 7th of January that's turned up as our flagged email. So that's come back, and that's pretty awesome. So by sending it twice, we solved that problem. Not quite sure why that problem's there, but we solved that problem. So that's pretty cool. So there's one way we can use this connector. Another way we can use this connector. So let's pretend we're running an office equipment rentals business. And your bill will be based on the number of working days you're renting a piece of equipment. And for this solution, we're doing it inside of a model-driven app. We've got our record changes. We're going to work out the date difference. We're going to calculate the cost, and then we're going to update the table. Let's see if we can make this happen. So on this particular connector, we're feeding it non-working days. We're feeding it our working days pattern. We're feeding it our start date and our end date. And what we'll get back is it will tell us what our start and end date were that we gave it. It will give us the total days that are different between those 2 days. It will also give us our working days count. So how many working days based on our pattern are there between those 2 days? So let's see this happen. So I'm not going to build it out this time. I'm just going to show you how it works, and then I'm going to show you it working. So what I've got here is I've selected the 21st and I've selected the 10th of January. I'm going to press save, and we're going to watch this flow run. Now, what we've got here is we've got it calculating the 2 different dates. It's getting the row for the relevant piece of equipment. Very expensive piece of equipment. I didn't come up with these prices. And you'll see here, it's worked out our working days, which is 15 working days between these 2 dates, based on the parameters we gave it. And the total charge for this piece of equipment will be £675. Very expensive. I don't think it's genuine. I don't think we'd actually charge that much for a laptop per day. But this was a little co-pilot exercise. So what have we accomplished? We've been able to work out the difference between 2 dates based on a working day calculation, and we've been able to work out the day in X working days time based on some parameters we've given it. So looking at this another way, we've got a date, non-working days, in X days time, filtered by a particular country. We chuck it at the connector and we get back these various values that we can then use in our low-code world. We've also got another set, which is we're inputting for our date difference, roughly the same sort of thing, but instead of in X days time, we're working out date difference. So what's the difference between these 2 dates? Could be 2 years apart, could be a year apart. No one's broken it yet. I suspect someone will try. But it's cool. We've got input dates, we've got start date, end date, non-working days. We chuck it at the connector, we get total days and the working day count out between the 2. I've clicked on the wrong link there. If you click on, where can you get this? So I'll be dropping link 1 into the chat. Oh, looks like someone's dropped them in for me. Awesome. And then this is the website you'll come to, and you can just see Power Automate connectors there. And you can have a look at my connectors, and you can have a look at working day connector there, and all the details are there. You need premium, but the connector is completely free, as are all my tools on this website. I would really value your feedback. I love talking on these community calls, but feedback is really important. It's really handy. It's how I grow, how we learn, how I develop better solutions. So if you could spare 2 minutes to give me some feedback. I'm not collecting your details or putting you on a marketing list or anything like that. I just want your feedback, and I'd really value it. But other than that, thank you very much, and I hope you all have a happy holidays and a happy new year.